Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the insights of the world's greatest books to help you reshape your thinking and improve your life. Today, we're diving into a powerful yet often overlooked masterpiece, How to Own Your Own Mind by Napoleon Hill. Imagine having the ability to guide your thoughts in such a way that they always lead to success and fulfillment. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? That's exactly what Napoleon Hill sets out to teach us in this book. It's not just about thinking. It's about consciously organizing and controlling your thoughts in a way that brings your dreams to life. Stick with me until the end of this audio, because not only will you uncover the deep philosophical foundations behind Hill's ideas, but you'll also discover practical strategies for achieving personal and professional greatness. Whether you're new to Hill's teachings or have been following them for years, the insights shared here have the power to change how you approach your goals. Do phrases like "your mind controls everything" or "think positively" get under your skin? While they make sense, how often do you truly think positively? How can you use your mind to overcome obstacles? If you're honest, you'll admit that sometimes your mind can be your biggest enemy. You strive for what you want, but often fall short. Many people yearn for a more positive mindset, yet it feels just out of reach, leading to a cycle of fear and failure. But don't worry. This summary will walk you through a mental transformation. You'll learn why thoughtful action is critical, how to train your mind to seize opportunities, and most importantly, how to discover your true purpose and the path to achieve it. So, are you ready to take control of your mind? Creative vision. Creative vision isn't a topic people often bring up in daily conversation. Some might argue that this term fits better in the realms of art and literature, but for philanthropist and industrialist Andrew Carnegie, creative vision is a skill that everyone should master. According to Andrew, creative vision refers to the ability to spot opportunities and act on them. A crucial component of creative vision is imagination. Andrew further elaborates that imagination takes two forms: synthetic and creative. Synthetic imagination involves combining existing ideas and principles to form something original. In today's world, however, nothing is entirely new. Almost everyone has some prior idea. So, synthetic imagination means rearranging old ideas to create something fresh. A prime example of synthetic imagination is Thomas Edison. He applied two existing concepts to invent the incandescent electric lamp, commonly known as the light bulb. These two concepts, electricity and the electric lamp, existed long before Edison's time. Yet, the electric lamps of the day were short-lived because they consisted of wires connected to electrical energy, producing light, but the metal burned out quickly. Edison envisioned using charcoal, which would burn for hours when powered by electricity. This innovative idea, created by combining two old concepts, served Edison for many years. Another type of imagination is creative imagination, which occurs when someone generates a truly new idea. The artists and writers you admire use creative imagination. They often don't know where their ideas come from, but they just emerge. Returning to Edison, where did his brilliant idea of using charcoal in light bulbs originate from? In many interviews, Edison mentioned that he simply had the idea and acted on it. The same is true for the artist you admire. Often, they don't know where their lyrics, tunes, or plots come from. That's the essence of creative imagination. Creative vision demands the use of your imagination. In other words, you need to develop both synthetic and creative imagination for your needs. While cultivating your imagination, keep a few things in mind. First is the definite major purpose principle, which emphasizes being clear about your goals. The thought of financial rewards can fuel imagination, even though it might seem trivial. Money makes life easier and brings its own form of recognition. Second is the mastermind principle. This occurs when a group gathers to brainstorm ways to improve a product or come up with a business idea. It's an excellent method to stimulate imagination because everyone shares a common goal. Third is the going the extra mile principle. Imagine a woman doing what she loves, like Anna, who is passionate about animal rescue. She loves animals so much that she continually seeks ways to spend more time with them. Anna's love for animals sparks a synthetic and creative imagination. Fourth is the applied faith principle. Whatever you believe in, your faith can serve as a powerful source of imagination. History is full of famous individuals who achieved their goals because of their faith. Fifth is the organized individual endeavor principle. This is a direct approach to stimulate imagination for creating something new, an example being Thomas Edison's invention of the incandescent electric lamp. Organized thought. Have you ever taken a moment to think about your thoughts? Have you observed the way you think? Like most people, you probably haven't. If you aim to achieve your desires, it's crucial to understand how you think, which means organizing your thoughts. This can be done in two ways, through inductive or deductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning occurs when your thoughts are based on accepting facts that are unknown. For example, if the sky is cloudy and dark, you take an umbrella when you go outside. This is an example of inductive reasoning. On the other hand, deductive reasoning involves making conclusions based on known facts. For instance, Peter is referred to as a bachelor because he is unmarried. This reasoning doesn't leave room for opinions. Opinions are not trustworthy and can be harmful because they are often biased and lack knowledge or facts. To organize your thoughts accurately, you must avoid listening to others' opinions. Differentiating between fact and opinion can be tough, but Napoleon, the author of this book, wants people to understand something vital about opinions. Opinions can only be trusted when they are grounded in facts. Take Renee, for example. She is always offering her opinion on every topic in every conversation. She makes sure her thoughts are based on facts. Opinions are often seen as free advice. In certain situations, or when facing problems, we should listen to our loved ones, like friends and family. When Diana faces a major life decision, she listens to her partner, best friend, and parents. However, she makes sure to scrutinize their advice instead of trusting it blindly. It's important to regularly check your sources of information. This keeps your mind sharp and focused. Brandon, for instance, likes to stay updated on world news. He ensures he reads the daily news and gets his information from various media outlets. However, Brandon doesn't believe everything he reads without question. He conducts his own research and makes sure the media outlet or report he's reading is credible and well established. Furthermore, Brandon is mindful that different news outlets may have differing viewpoints on the same issue, so he ensures he reads reports from unbiased sources. Being selective about the information you consume helps Brandon think clearly and rationally. Question everything and keep gathering more information until you are confident that something is based on fact. Organized thinking takes time and requires controlled habits. Until you develop them into controlled habits, it's difficult to think in an organized manner. Think of your mind as a camera that stores a lot of information. If you don't know what to focus on, your mind will capture everything. In other words, your brain will keep adding unnecessary information, such as irrelevant propaganda, gossip, and trivial matters. A controlled habit will help your camera focus. It will allow you to zoom in on something as rare as a bird in a forest, meaning you will be able to focus and store only essential and useful information in your mind. When it comes to controlled habits, where do you begin? The starting point is the definiteness of purpose principle. For example, let's say you want to be healthy and fit. You might complain about the weight you've gained, then decide to become more aware of your health. However, simply wishing to be fit isn't enough. You may still be eating unhealthy foods and not following a healthy lifestyle. You haven't changed your environment or your habits. Controlled habits require willpower. You need to be aware of your goals and put in the effort to reach them. Let's say you want to improve your organized thinking, but this can only happen with repetition. You will stop easily believing everything you come across through research. The more you seek to know, the better. The example above relates to physical repetition, and although it's effective, you should also practice mental repetition. A good example of mental repetition is affirmation. Emil Ku, a psychologist and pharmacist, strongly believed in the power of thought habits or affirmations. His followers referred to his mantra as the health and success formula. The mantra was simple: day by day, in every way, I am getting better and better. While it may sound silly to repeat such a phrase daily, anyone who understands the immense power of human thoughts will never underestimate this mantra. Penelope, for instance, finally gathered the courage to open her bakery, a passion she'd always had. She knew starting a business would be a long and challenging journey, but she was committed. Penelope needed to gather money and other resources, so she made a list of the tasks she needed to complete. She also decided to focus on completing one task per day. Penelope demonstrated definiteness of purpose as she dedicated her time and effort to making her dream a reality. Additionally, Penelope practiced physical repetition by continually working on her list. She also maintained her habit of daily affirmations. She would tell herself that she was capable and would soon open her bakery. She reminded herself that good things take time and patience. Penelope's affirmations kept her motivated throughout the process, helping her push through when she felt discouraged. Don't underestimate the law of attraction. The energy you put out into the world will be returned to you. If you consistently look on the bright side, positive things will start happening. The same goes for negativity. If you focus on the negative, you'll attract more of it. Controlled attention. Controlled attention is just as important as controlled habits. Napoleon stresses that controlled attention is one of the key principles required for success. Often referred to by Napoleon as mental dynamite, controlled attention is extremely powerful. By mastering controlled attention, you can dispel all self-doubt. But how can we achieve controlled attention? To do so, there are 5 essential factors: definiteness of purpose, self-discipline, controlled attention, autosuggestion, and willpower. Let's consider an example of a man in need of money to illustrate these factors. Harold urgently needs money to pay his rent at the end of the month. Like most people, Harold could simply stress over the money and do nothing about it. However, Harold could also apply these 5 factors to make money. By showing definiteness of purpose, Harold decides he will gather the funds to pay his rent. This commitment keeps him focused on where to direct his time and energy, rather than wasting hours scrolling on his phone. Next, Harold brings in self-discipline by controlling his emotions. He doesn't fear that he won't be able to raise the money. He refuses to let doubt and despair take over. Though earning money quickly is tough, Harold knows that allowing fear to control him would lead to failure. His fear would drive him to give up. The next factor is controlled attention. Harold dedicates most of his time and focus to making money. This is what controlled attention means. Then comes autosuggestion. Autosuggestion happens when Harold starts brainstorming for ways to earn money. Since he is skilled at fixing things, Harold considers asking his neighbors if they need repairs or tutoring their children in math, an area where he excels. Autosuggestion is a way of telling yourself that there are countless ways to approach a situation. The final factor is willpower. Regardless of how challenging the situation may seem, there is always a way out of the problem. Your determination and persistence are powered by willpower. Harold speaks to the first 5 neighbors, who may turn down his offer, but perhaps one of them will say yes. Keeping this in mind, Harold doesn't give up. These 5 principles will help Harold make money and are the same principles successful individuals throughout history have followed. Take Thomas Edison, for instance. Edison attributes his success to the principles he consistently applied. When asked to identify the most important factor in invention, Edison created a list. He stressed the importance of defining one's goal, meaning it is essential to be clear about your purpose. Edison then elaborated on what controlled attention and autosuggestion truly mean. He explained that a person should focus on the goal they wish to achieve, becoming so immersed in their work that the concept of impossibility fades away. A person with controlled attention remains dedicated to their objectives, investing time and effort into mastering their craft and seeking support from others with similar goals. They never waste time on activities that don't contribute to their success, nor do obstacles, failures, or self-doubt stop them. This aligns closely with the principle of willpower. Autosuggestion also manifests in a way that if someone believes they will reach their goal, they will. Edison also highlighted a common issue among many people. Most give up before even trying. They limit themselves and prevent any effort, as their mindset has already failed them before they even start. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the modern telephone, understood the importance of firm intent and persistence. Bell didn't invent the telephone on his first attempt. He proudly admits he can't even recall how many times he failed. Was he discouraged? Yes. Did it stop him from continuing his attempts? Absolutely not. He persisted until he succeeded in transmitting sound through a wire. Andrew Carnegie's analysis of controlled attention. When it comes to controlled attention, Andrew Carnegie had high praise for it. He believed that anyone could easily apply it in any aspect of their life and be successful in that area. Carnegie viewed controlled attention as the act of bringing together all the capabilities of the mind for one focused purpose. In his case, when he needed to make and sell steel, he applied every part of his mind toward that goal. Carnegie's key to success was dedicating all his attention to steel. In other words, having a specialization can increase your likelihood of achieving your goals. But what about industries that thrive on variety, such as retail merchandising, where departments for sports equipment and clothing exist? Here, Andrew asserts that controlled attention can still flourish within diversity. Retail merchandising requires specialization too. For example, the clothing department has a manager who is an expert in determining which types of blouses and shirts should be sold. Similarly, the sports department has an expert who advises on which sports equipment and machines will be the best sellers. Thus, controlled attention can still work in an environment with diversity. Even in corporate settings, controlled attention can be achieved, where there are distinct departments, managers, and employees focused on specific areas of a company. A human resources manager never takes on the responsibilities of the chief financial officer, and the same applies to employees. An accountant wouldn't handle tasks meant for the sales department. If you're unsure about which field to specialize in, don't worry. Andrew advises that we should carefully consider where to dedicate our time and efforts. If you have a clear sense of your life's major purpose, it will guide you in the right direction. For instance, Claire, a college student, is still determining her specialization. Although she is studying communications, she is not drawn to a career related to her major. As Claire finishes her studies, she explores other career options she might pursue. By the time she completes her education, Claire has a better understanding of what she wants to become. She ultimately decides her future won't be linked to her major, and instead, she chooses medicine. Claire realizes she wants to help people in need, and she discovers that becoming a doctor is the best way to do so. Of course, her college degree isn't wasted. It enhances her ability to be a more effective doctor, enabling her to communicate better with her patients. Andrew believes that not having a specialization is not a waste of time. This period can be used to develop essential soft skills, like effective communication, teamwork, and self-discipline. Changing your specialization is also not a mistake if it's necessary. Yes, you may have spent many years focusing on a specific area, but your passions and desires can evolve. While starting over in a new career might feel like a waste of time, a far greater waste would be not pursuing what you've always wanted to do. Conclusion. First, you were introduced to creative vision. Creative vision is the ability to identify opportunities and take decisive action on them. Without using your imagination, creative vision cannot exist. Imagination has two forms: Synthetic and creative. Synthetic imagination generates new ideas by combining existing ones, while creative imagination happens when a person generates an entirely original idea. You can stimulate your imagination by applying 5 principles: definiteness of purpose, the mastermind, going the extra mile, applied faith, and organized individual endeavor. Secondly, you learn the art of organized thinking. Organized thoughts do not listen to opinions. When an organized mind encounters an opinion, it analyzes it thoroughly. Organized thought can only be achieved through controlled habits. Controlled habits mean deliberately striving toward what you need through both physical and mental repetition. Third, you understood the importance of controlled attention. Controlled attention is as crucial as organized thought. There are 5 factors that contribute to controlled attention: definiteness of purpose, self-discipline, controlled attention, autosuggestion, and willpower. Fourth, you learn that controlled attention is essential in all areas of life, especially in careers. Specialization can boost your chances of success. It helps you direct all your time, energy, and attention toward one particular field or industry. The more knowledge you have about a specific area, the greater your likelihood of success. No one can stop you from achieving your desires. Ignore the fears and doubts in your mind and focus on planning for the future. What is the true purpose of your existence? Once you discover that, your mind, body, and soul will align to help you achieve it. Trust in yourself, and you can definitely accomplish your goals. And that, my friends, concludes our journey through How to Own Your Own Mind by Napoleon Hill. I hope you found the insights we explored today as transformative as I did. Hill's principles aren't just theories. They are actionable tools that, when applied consistently, can dramatically alter how we view and engage with the world, propelling us toward genuine success. If this summary intrigued you, I highly recommend getting a copy of the book. It contains even more depth that can help you refine and apply these principles to your life. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed today's content and share it with anyone who could benefit from these powerful ideas. Your support motivates me to continue uncovering the wisdom found in the pages of the world's most influential books. Lastly, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest uploads here at The Power of Books. We're dedicated to providing knowledge that not only informs but also transforms. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this book and how you plan to apply what you've learned. Drop a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for listening, and remember, the power to change your mind is the power to change your life. Until next time, keep reading, keep growing, and keep owning your own mind.